everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of insight into Solar Raid. So it was awfully quiet with a little bit of activity as it was a Christmas weekend. But here are some highlights for you guys. So for my Lunar followers, I'll be showing a few differences in solo gameplay as people question why KVG scouts and doesn't solo certain players on the same stat level. There are a lot of key differences. Alright, so here we've got 500,000 troop difference lost between ZEN and Claws on the first mega. And it's quite impressive considering there's a stat damage and dragon difference that plays a role here. And in Lunar, it would be soloed quite quickly. As we all know, KOA isn't played how it once was, say 2 or 3 years ago, where so many tiny details were needed to win against bigger opponents. In Lunar, a mega rally during raid isn't always a necessity, as there's always a high stats and damage gap between low to mid and mid to high spenders. There is a power loss limit that occurs to stop smaller players with millions of troops getting soloed and being wiped in one hit. Look at Tricky and Difficult as an example. In Solar, the stat gap is smaller and therefore power loss is higher when attacking someone who knows how the ranges work. Claws does have slightly lower stats than KVG, but so many T13 and other troops speak for themselves when facing a mega by ZEN members in a single mega rally. No reins needed. Here we have a 700,000 troop difference between ZEN and Claws. By now in Lunar, all the infantry would have been wiped and solos would be a win every single time. But that's not the case over here, but I'll go into detail now. Claws has no backup. He has 8 million troops. So apart from crit and order of troops, KVG has a scepter while Claws doesn't. So why is Claws losing so little? I'd say that is the dragon difference on crystals that is quite high, and while Claws has 18 war tomes dedicated to infantry, the line of defense would be a 500 to 1.6k at most stat difference, and then damages and research on KVG are way higher. Now KVG is about to hit somebody over here, and I want you guys to have a look and check this report, which is quite rough, I'll admit, but this 45 definitely doesn't have a chance. Considering his stat difference, and then, well, in Lunar he wouldn't have a chance. In Lunar he would probably be wiped, probably within 2 hits and be zeroed. But stick around, have a look, check this report out, and you'll see what I mean. Alright, so now that you've seen that report, let me carry on. So of course troop tiers make a huge difference, but apart from that, the stat difference between a low to whale spender isn't actually that massive. That a whale doesn't have to worry about hitting a baby with no repercussions. Baby, I mean a small spender. As opposed to like Lunar. Alright, Lunar, you can get away with it very easily. Alright. Now this difference is a throwback prior to Dominion, if anyone remembers, prior to the Dominion release in Lunar, back when destruction gear was still relevant. In Solar, you don't get prestige banners. All of your damages come from equipment, so facing the whale head on is a lot easier in Lunar, but not in Solar, okay? When you're in Solar and you're facing somebody like, let's say, a 47 faces Stronghold 49, alright, and even on the reinforcements, you can get away with killing that 49, provided that there is a big stat difference between the farm that you're busy hitting that contains the reinforcements, or even if the reinforcements themselves are a lot higher. But in Solar, the troop tiers do make quite a lot of difference, and it can be the ultimate result of you losing or winning. I remember K811 back when we had our first raid, and there was a Stronghold 45 with about 11 million troops. Nobody would dare hit that. Alright, his stats were about the same as our top spender back then, but the problem was so many troops. Also the range between the troop tiers was so big that nobody dared touch it, you see. So yeah, Solar is a lot more fair in that regard, but Lunar has perfected the microtransaction push as well as Solar, but for Lunar it's pretty easy. You can get away with hitting bigger players and still killing off a whole lot of troops. There's a lot of differences between the two, and you have to really know what you're doing if you're trying to face somebody who is a lot bigger. And God help you if you don't spend enough. You know, if you're a free-to-play player and you aren't spending a ton, you know, you're going to fall behind really quickly, and with that there is no chance for you to break that gap just playing with old legendary gear, you know, as opposed to playing a new in a Solar Kingdom with the new equipment and stuff, where it gives you a slight edge. Alright, that difference gives you a slight edge. Now, of course, by no means am I saying face a whale head on. Use your head, but I'm wondering if my Lunar players now see what has happened to Lunar and how the gameplay has in fact changed over the years, where microtransactions make you a winner no matter of your stronghold size, as opposed to Solar, which is a little bit more fair in one regard, where they take the troop tier differences and say, okay, this one is definitely winnable, and this one, well, this is a no-brainer, you know, depending on troops, etc, etc. I'll show you the reports now. You'll see how much KVG actually loses and how much he kills off each solo hit, as opposed to in Lunar you could just speed hit somebody, no brainer, just have the correct formation and everything would be a win. You see over here, so 725,000 losses, 310,000 kills, and you can see it gradually goes higher with the kills and lower on the losses, but in Lunar it would have been a much bigger difference. Okay, anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. I greatly appreciate the support. We're almost hitting the 600 follower mark, which I'm really thankful for. Please remember that this video was brought to you by Banana Man Pack Loaders. Add him online, bandzi. I will post his name in the description. As for joining 10076, you can join either ZEN, KOD or UND. Contact the BioChemist. I will also provide his name and Discord ID. I don't know what you guys call it. Discord ID in the description as well. And yeah, for the pack loaders, I know people have questions. Guys, please use pack loaders responsibly. There are a lot of scammers out there who want to steal from you and scam you and so on. So make sure that you're using a reliable source, all right? And be very careful about who you add and who you allow onto doing a pack load for you. Okay, I've got to keep it, you know, slightly anonymous for content reasons. And then also remember that they're not just limited to one game, that they're also willing to help you with many other games. Anyway, that's all. Thank you guys for watching again, and yeah, stay tuned and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.